Hey everyone, it's Rock for Cash, a People's Champ, coming to you live from Cash Stadium. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Cash TV. In this episode, we will be looking at player movements, those players that have moved on to other clubs. We'll look at players that have been delisted and also players that have stayed at their clubs with contract extensions. So you guys have been inundating the cash to put this video together. So here it is. But before we get on to that, just a reminder that we've got the draft, the FNFL preseason draft this Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
And thanks to Lara West Rams, who put together a Zoom conference call for us for that. It'll be open from 6:30. He has put the link to that in the FNFL chat on Messenger. So make sure you log into that. We'll be kicking off at 7 p.m. sharp.
With everybody saying yeah.
And second of all, thank you to everyone that's touched base with the cash. Just checking in to see how he is. He's been pretty crook lately, and yeah, he didn't contract influenza A, B or C. He got his own one, influenza R for Rock for Cash. It's been that fucking bad. But he's on the mend now, and hopefully he'll be back on track pretty soon.
I'll be back.
So let's get into what's been happening in the world of NFL since March of this year. Firstly, the Buccaneers re-signed Mike Evans to a 2-year, $52 million contract, so that's good. The Broncos, this was an interesting one. The Broncos decided to release Russell Wilson after only 2 seasons.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So that's an interesting move by them. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL, so I think he'd be pretty happy to be out of there, actually. The Texans re-signed Dalton Schultz to a 3-year, $36 million contract, the tight end there at Houston. So they're just building up their offense. The Commanders, they've decided to sign Zach Ertz, the tight end, 1-year, $5 million contract.
Jesus Christ.
He was previously with the Arizona Cardinals for a long time, so it'd be interesting to see he goes with the Commanders. There's another shit team. Patriots re-signed Hunter Henry, the tight end, 3 years, $27 million. So, yeah, good luck to them. They're with another shit team. The Browns acquired Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos. So there's a few players leaving the Broncos at the moment. And the Jaguars, they acquired Mac Jones from the Patriots. So that's interesting that he's gone there. So he'll obviously be a backup to Trevor Lawrence. So obviously going from the number 1 spot at New England to a backup. He can just sit around on his ass all day and get paid. So good luck to him. Buccaneers re-signed Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, one of Cash's favourites, really. He was in one of the early Hard Knocks, and Cash got to like him on that. So good luck to him. 3 years at $100 million. And now we've caught up with Russell Wilson. He's decided to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers now. So he just signed a 1-year, $1.2 million contract. So he's playing for peanuts down there. The Jets re-signed Greg Zuerlein, the kicker. So good luck to him. 2 years at $8.4 million. The Colts signed Michael Pittman Jr. to a 3-year, $71.5 million contract. Geez, you could have spent your money better than that, I would have thought.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting one here. DeAndre Swift, who was with the Eagles, has decided to go to the Bears. He signed a 3-year, $24.5 million contract with them. The Titans, they've signed running back Tony Pollard from Dallas, 3 years, $24 million. The Jaguars signed Gabe Davis from the Bills, to a 3-year contract. And the Packers signed Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. The Falcons signed Kirk Cousins, one of Smooth Criminal's favourites, to a 4-year contract. An interesting one here, if you've been watching Hard Knocks, you know that this has happened, but Saquon Barkley moved from the New York Giants over to the Philadelphia Eagles. He signed a 3-year, $37.75 million contract. Watching the show, he seemed to be pretty pissed off with the Giants, actually, that they even bothered to not just sign him up and keep his contract going. So I think that even if the Giants matched this, which they weren't going to, I think he would have left anyway. The Packers released Aaron Jones after 7 seasons, so that's an interesting one. But I suppose they signed Josh Jacobs, so... And the Giants went out and covered Saquon Barkley with Devin Singletary, so good luck with that. 3 years at $16.5 million. He's not even worthy to wipe Saquon's ass, really, when you think about it. The Chargers signed running back Gus Edwards to a 2-year contract from the Chargers. The Raiders signed Gardner Minshew to a 2-year, $25 million contract. So that's interesting. And one of the favourites of the league, I would have thought, the running back Austin Eckler has signed a contract with the Washington Commanders for 2 years. So that'll be interesting.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Antonio Gibson signed a 3-year deal with the Patriots. He left the Commanders. And Jacoby Brissett also signed a 1-year, $8 million contract to play with the Patriots. He previously was with Washington. Interesting move here too. Another bloke that seems to have been in fantasy football forever, and especially at this team, the Cincinnati Bengals. They decided to release Joe Mixon from their team after 7 seasons. So they went out and got Zach Moss from, where was he? Not sure. From the Colts. 2 years, $8 million for Zach Moss.
I'm gay.
Tyrod Taylor got signed with the New York Giants as well. And the Vikings signed Sam Darnold from San Francisco to a 1-year, $10 million contract. So with Aaron Jones leaving Green Bay, he decided to sign with the Minnesota Vikings. So they've got themselves a pretty good running back, 1 year, $7 million. And the Commanders decided to sign Marcus Mariota from the Eagles as well, 1 year, $6 million contract. So with Joe Mixon leaving the Bengals, he's ended up at the Texans. They've picked up Joe Mixon as their running back.
Wow! The land of make-believe!
The Falcons signed Darnell Mooney, 3-year, $39 million contract from the Bears. Seems a bit of a waste of money there. And the Browns, they decided to sign quarterback Jameis Winston as well. He'll leave New Orleans and he'll be the backup to Deshaun Watson, I would have thought. And a big one here, another bloke that seems to have been in the fantasy football for a long, long time is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry decided to leave the Tennessee Titans, and he's ended up at the Baltimore Ravens. 2 year, $16 million contract with $9 million guaranteed. So good luck to him. The Giants decided to sign Drew Lock from the Seahawks. 1 year, $5 million contract. And the Eagles signed Devontae Parker from the Patriots, 1 year, $4.69 million contract. And the Panthers went shopping, and they picked up wide receiver Deontay Johnson from the Steelers.
I am the chosen one.
For exchange of some players and some picks and stuff. And the Colts, they've decided to sign Joe Flacco, the ever-loving, ever-growing, ever-aging Joe Flacco, to 1 year at $4.5 million contract. So he'll be back up to Anthony Richardson, I would believe, unless they decide to play him as the number one. And the Cardinals acquire Desmond Ridder from the Falcons as well, the quarterback. Seahawks acquire Sam Howell, a quarterback, for some pick swaps with Washington Commanders. And the Packers re-sign A.J. Dillon, the running back. In the mass exodus from that you'll see from the Chargers, Keenan Allen, who again seems to have been a fantasy player forever, he's left the Chargers and has gone to the Bears.
Are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
And the first signing for the Chiefies. The Chiefies have signed Marquez Brown, Hollywood Brown, from the Cardinals for a 1 year contract. Another quarterback making a move is Kenny Pickett. He's leaving the Steelers and he's going to the Eagles for some picks. And the Rams signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 1 year contract. So that'll be interesting to see how that man goes. And Justin Fields also left the Bears and he's decided to go to the Steelers for some picks.
Failure.
Josh Dobbs, another quarterback making a move. He's leaving the Minnesota Vikings and is going to San Francisco on a 1 year deal. And Jerry Jeudy, he's re-signed with the Cleveland Browns. Well, not re-signed, he was signed by the Cleveland Browns, leaving Denver. Another one leaving the Chargers. The New York Jets have signed wide receiver Mike Williams. So he's another player leaving the Chargers to a 1 year contract.
Failure.
And so that was March. A lot happening in March there. We'll just move to April now. First off, the Chiefs decided to sign quarterback Carson Wentz to a 1 year contract. He previously was with the Rams, so he'll be a backup to Pat Mahomes. Big news here, another player, again, who seems to have been in fantasy football forever, is Stephon Diggs. Great player at Buffalo. He's landed at the Houston Texans.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
For some late round picks. So that's interesting. The Eagles signed Devontae Smith to a contract extension, 3 years at $75 million. And Matt Ryan officially retired as well. He was 38. He'd been playing for 15 seasons, 14 of those with the Falcons. The Broncos got quarterback Zach Wilson from the Jets for some picks. And the Lions re-signed Amon-Ra St. Brown to a 4 year, $120 million contract extension. The Eagles signed A.J. Brown to a 3 year, $96 million contract extension. So then we moved on to the actual draft itself, happening in late April. If you want to see what's happened, you can go and look it up. We won't be going into that into this video. Next, the Cowboys signed Ezekiel Elliott, reuniting them. He was with the Patriots there for a while, and he's gone back to the Cowboys. And the Chiefs re-signed Travis Kelce to a 2-year contract extension. Finally, the Raiders signed Michael Gallup from Dallas to a 1-year, $3 million contract extension. So now we'll move ourselves on to May. The Jaguars released Zay Jones. Zay Jones was there for a couple of years. And this is an interesting one. Another bloke who's been here for a while, Odell Beckham Jr., has left the Ravens, and he'll be playing with the Dolphins this year. So with him, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, should be an interesting offense. They were pretty good last year. They might have got a little bit better.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
The Titans signed Tyler Boyd from the Bengals to a 1-year contract. And the Giants signed Allen Robinson from Pittsburgh after a 1-year contract for a 1-year contract. The Lions signed Jared Goff to a contract extension, 4 years, $212 million, with $170 million guaranteed. So good luck to him. And the Bills signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling from the Chiefs, obviously trying to fill a bit of a hole there. Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs. The Texans signed Nico Collins to a 3-year, $72 million contract extension. And the Dolphins signed Jalen Waddle to a 3-year, $85 million contract extension. So now we move to June. The Vikings signed Justin Jefferson to a contract extension, 4 years, $140 million. And the 49ers signed Christian McCaffrey to a 2-year, $38 million contract extension. The Steelers, they decided to sign Cameron Sutton to a 1-year contract extension. And the Jaguars, they've gone big as well with Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback. They've signed him to 5 years, $275 million, of which $200 million is guaranteed. They're just crazy numbers. The Patriots have signed Ramondre Stevenson to a 4-year, $36 million contract extension. So now we move ourselves into this month, into July. And not a lot's happened in July, to be fair. Really, Brandon Ayuk's requested a trade, so we'll have to look carefully at where he's going to land. And Randall Cobb, the Cobb Loaf, he also retired from the NFL. So there we have it. There's the player movements since March. A few there that you might be surprised with, a few there that you've forgotten about, and a few there you're quite angry about. So, like I said, this Saturday will be the draft. Looking forward to it, and hopefully you can all attend. That's a cash out.
So long, gay boys.